Check 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Effingham County Fair at Altamont. Day 2 of racing. They had Sunday get rained out. They ran most of those yesterday. We have 7 races on the card for you today. We're going to allow some time for our commercial sponsors to get in here. We'll be back after these messages.
Yoder's Custom Woodworking and Amish Furniture. From custom kitchens and built-ins to handcrafted furniture, outdoor poly, and more. Family owned and trusted since 1995. Visit Yoder's in Sullivan or call 217-728-2166 today.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
total. The next closest driver, Jordan Patton, is second with 17 points. Jamaica Patton third with 16. Matt Avenatti is fourth with 14, and J.D. Finn completes the top 5 with 11. Tom Simmons leads the trainer standings with 18 points, and then you've got Jamaica Patton in second with 16. Steve Searle is third with 13. Then Kevin Miller fourth with 11. Dennis Gardner fifth with 10 points. This reminder, not only are 7 races scheduled here today, but more racing coming up as the week unfolds. Post time is 12 noon each day, weather permitting. 7 race programs are set for both tomorrow and Thursday as well. And then Pam, how about Friday? 10 races on Friday. There are 10 races on Friday to wrap things up. Pam, did you say a lot of 12-horse fields on Friday? Yeah. Just kidding, Scott. Our own Scott Beal will be at the mic on Friday County Fair, stop number 20 of the 28 county fairs statewide across Illinois that offer harness racing in 2026. And of course, this is one of the final tune-ups for the Illinois State Fair at Springfield, where racing gets underway 1 week from Thursday. They'll go racing on Thursday, August 13, Friday the 14th, and Saturday, August 15. They'll take a break and then come back on Wednesday, August 19, Thursday, August 20th, and that Thursday, August 20th card will be the Illinois State Fair Colt Stakes Championship Day. Moving into the heart of the summer campaign where the schedule really picks up, and we are right now in the midst of a stretch with a scheduled 15 days of harness racing on the Illinois Fair Circuit across a 16-day period. Great to have you with us here at the Effingham County Fair. We'll have our pre-race ceremonies coming up in just a moment.
I went ahead and got a couple of things I want to say here. We didn't have a car cam today. The car camera didn't work, but we went ahead and put a camera on top of the bleachers where we're at here in the infield to give us a shot of what would be a dead spot for our camera with the bleachers on the infield. So hopefully we can cut to the camera up to go out of the first turn and up the backstretch and get everybody some coverage there. But also have a guest picker today. Local Altamont boy Kyle Houston will be doing our guest picking today. His pick should be loading up here for me, and should see how he does today. But appreciate you being here. Want to thank everyone here at the Effingham County Fair. They do such a great job, not only working on this track, but putting on the races. That it takes an army, and there's a whole crew that Dean has, and they've got a crew of kids from the ball team running the pick of winners up and down the grandstands. They have the American Legion selling programs and ads, and there's about 4 or 5 people just running the races every day here, let alone the track crew and speed office and whatnot. They do a great job here, and we know how hard they work, and want to give them their flowers when they're deserved. So big shout out to Dean and his crew. 7 races for you today. A lot of overnights looks like, but good racing nonetheless. It should be a fun day. A lot of good horses, as Kurt was just talking about, why it's leading the driver standings here. I don't think it surprises anyone.
Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the 82nd Annual Effingham County Fair. Harness racing here today as we get set for a 12 noon post time for the first of our 7 races. At this time, we ask that you would please rise as you are able for our pre-race ceremonies. We begin with our invocation. Here's Leroy Tucker.
Would you please rise for prayer?
Car Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment,
standing
attachments,
for the
construction gear,
Let us pray.
trucks,
Our God and our
trailers,
Heavenly Father,
and
we thank you
hard-to-find
for this
parts.
wonderful day.
With live and
Thank you for
online
the
auctions
sunshine
at
for all those that come
CarAuction.com,
out.
you can bid from
All
anywhere,
will be safe,
field,
animals will be
job
safe.
site, or front
Watch
porch.
over us and protect
From
us.
big
In the name of
equipment to
Jesus
small
Christ, I
parts.
pray. To
If
God
you
the
need
Father,
it,
by the Holy Spirit.
CarAuction has it.
Amen.
Don't miss your next deal.
Now we
Check
ask
out
that you would please remain
Turauction
standing.
today.
Veterans render a
Turauction.
hand salute.
Built for the
Our
working
national
world.
anthem presented by Effingham native, former Miss Effingham County Fair Queen,
Why pay more for the
Kaylee
same
Phillips.
groceries? Your favorite brands at prices you'll love. Right here in Mattoon.
Oh, say.
To move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home. Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and
Kaylee
provide
Phillips
expert
with our
demolition services
national
across
anthem.
Illinois
Thank
and
you,
Missouri.
Kaylee.
For
As
fast,
we
friendly
mentioned, of
service,
course,
call
she's a
Wayne
former
Decker
Miss
at
Effingham County Fair Queen, second runner-up.
217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Long before the crowds arrive, the work is already underway. Track after track. Kevin Miller Stable campaigns winning standardbreds across the Midwest. Kev Miller Stable. 217-254-0170.
In the sixth, put Clay Simpson on the one, Modern Luxury. Clay Simpson will drive. And then in that seventh and final race, Archie Buford drives number one, Lyle. And Jordan Patton drives number two, Pick Six King. Let's check in with Scott.
Thank you very much, Kurt. Folks, as I see more people filing into the grandstand, don't forget to get your programs. Also, remember,
Over 40 years, horses have been our way of life. Built on experience, patience, and care. From sale preparation to rehabilitation, we are committed to helping horses reach their potential. Brenneman Equine, a tradition of horsemanship. Call Lamar or Ronnie today.
Real craftsmanship still exists at Yoder's Custom Woodworking and Amish Furniture. From custom kitchens and built-ins to handcrafted furniture, outdoor poly, and more. Family owned and trusted since 1995. Visit Yoder's in Sullivan or call 217-728-2166 today.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
So we'll be getting underway with race 1 here, and we'll meet the field in a little bit.
And thank you, Scott. Our thanks to the staff at Dr. Tony Weber's Altamont location. Bent up the frame on the bifocals. Arriving at the track here yesterday, had to go to the backup pair, which is why one always carries a backup pair of bifocals. But after the races swung by Dr. Tony Weber's office, his staff was very kind. They had the original pair repaired in a matter of seconds. First race today, the first division of the filly and mare pace. This is a field, I'm so curious what you pick-a-winner players are going to do here, because you've got a field that is 0 for 44 combined this year. However, when you look at where these fillies and mares have been racing, a lot of starts at Oak Grove, the pari-mutuel track in Kentucky, HOP, that's Hoosier Park in Anderson, Indiana. They have been in the deep end of the pool, so to speak. So that 0 for 44, that's not a criticism of this group by any stretch. So now they all get some class relief, as horsemen say, and they meet here today at the Effingham County Fair. And keep in mind, they do have 33 combined career wins, this lineup for the first race. We will have post parades today. So a heads up to horsemen and race fans alike, when the horses are gathered on the track, we will give the call to the post. The horses will work their way around the north end of the track. They will come from the top of the stretch. They will parade north to south past the grandstand and then continue around the south turn to the back stretch and go to the starting gate. No changes in any of the first 5 races at this time. And a reminder, contrary to the program, all past performance lines are current, and again, that was because of the realigned schedule following the rains earlier this week. First race coming up shortly.
Why pay more for the same groceries? Your favorite brands at the prices you love. Right here in Mattoon. Family owned and proud to serve our community. Proud supporters of local harness racing and the Coles County Fair. Stop in and save today. B&D Grocery in Mattoon.
Shaping up to be a fun card here today. You've got the former Illinois Harness Horse of the Year, Goomster, scheduled to go to the post a little bit later on. Altamont native Paula Zittrich, the former Paula Beard. She will have a starter racing in her name for the first time in 42 years at this Effingham County Fair. So a lot on the line, a lot of different storylines here today. Harold Finn Jr., 99 career wins. He's got 3 drives here today. The native of Newton hoping that the Effingham County Fair on this Tuesday afternoon will prove to be the site of his 100th career victory.
Well, David, let's take a look at this first race here as we get ready to go here today with things. I'll get our times, our race bug up, and everything going here so that we
Our presiding judge, Alvin Siebert, is ready to go. Our starter is Stacy DeRoos of Charleston. Our clerk, Pam Cross, joins us again from Indiana. Pam, we always enjoy keeping up with the racing exploits of your husband, Jay. Does a great job and have enjoyed following his career as a trainer and driver, and hope your brother-in-law Steve and his wife Darlene are doing well also. Our associate judges and timers, Charles Miller and Dave Ruff. I see by the ball cap he's wearing that Mr. Miller is still a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. He is not a fair weather fan. He's been on board with the Dodgers for many years, so that's not a byproduct of, hey, they're having success these days, so I want to jump on board. He is a true blue Los Angeles Dodgers fan, and they're having another pretty good year. Mr. Miller said he thought about wearing his Cub hat because they beat the Dodgers last night. Oh, fun with Major League Baseball. What a great sport that is. And Mr. Miller has been handsomely rewarded here in recent years for his faithfulness to the Dodger organization. Incidentally, we did not mention yesterday the fact we do have a patrol judge who is positioned just outside of the south turn of the racetrack with a two-way radio. His name is Mark Kingery, a former trainer driver, grew up in Martinsville, grew up just down the street from the Martinsville Agricultural Fairgrounds, started going over there as a kid to help rub horses and then learned how to be a trainer and how to drive and so on. So Mark, it's great to have you on the team as our patrol judge at the Effingham County Fair. Horses are on the track. They are parading to the post, forming up on the north end of the racetrack for the first division of the filly and mare pace for a purse of just over $1,200. No changes. The blanket sponsored by our own Effingham County Fair chaplain, Leroy Tucker, whom we heard from just a moment ago. And he, each year, purchases a blanket, sponsors a blanket in honor of the Altamont Community High School boys ball teams. Number 1 is Frontier Fantasy, owned by Linda Allhands of Monticello, trained by Jamaica Patton. Mike Cox is the driver. 2, A Real Faith, owned and trained by Doug Graham of Springfield. Wyatt Avenatti is in the bike. Number 3, Lottie's Web, owned by Stephen Thompson of Virginia, and Thompson Racing LLC of Petersburg, trained and driven by Stephen Halford II. Number 4, Rock of Angels, owned and trained, by Jacob Bradle of Edgewood. The driver is Jordan Patton, going by the stands right now. Then the 5, Play on Player, owned by Adrian Fortune of Walnut Grove, Mississippi. He's the trainer, and Archie Buford is the driver. Illinois bred from post 1, Indiana sired horse from post 2, Illinois breds from post 3 and post 4, and then the Ohio sired Play on Player. Our reigning Miss Effingham County Fair Queen and Miss Illinois County Fair, Krista Phillips, is positioned on the infield right next to Lydia Windling, our newly crowned junior Miss Effingham County, as the ladies give everyone a nice wave. Speaking of which, Scott, it's going to be a big day at the fair. Queen pageant coming up tonight.
Yes, indeed. Today marks the end of Krista's reign as Miss Effingham County, but she'll go on to remain Miss Illinois County Fair the rest of the year until the pageant in January. So Krista and Lydia and all the queens and junior misses and the candidates, they'll be back out tonight, 7 o'clock tonight, right here in front of the grandstand. Come see the pageant tonight. Folks, if you are able to do so, the pageant always has a big crowd, and it's always an exciting time to see who the next Miss Effingham County Fair will be. Horses approach the gate, and we're moments away from race 1.
Thank you, Scott. Indeed, the gate is rolling. We are at the post for the first of our 7 races here today. We spoke with Wyatt Avenetti's father, trainer Dave Avenetti, and he said on that doubleheader card, Wyatt had double and triple calls, and he had to make some decisions. And Dave said, you know, that's tough because you want to drive for everybody, but obviously you can't when you've got multiple horses listed with you to drive. So as it turned out, as far as the selections Wyatt made yesterday, in those circumstances, 3 of them won, the other was a runner-up. So his decision-making proved wise. And here they come for race 1. Let's see if Wyatt can build on that lead atop the driver's standings. They are often pacing, these fillies and mares. A Real Faith goes out for the lead. Lottie's Web is there. Frontier Fantasy toward the inside. And then Rock of Angels. They stay stacked up 4 wide and now 3 wide. Midway through the south turn of the racetrack, contesting the lead. Play On Player is last of the 5 as they head off the turn and up the back stretch. Frontier Fantasy is the leader, but Lottie's Web is right alongside. Lottie's Web now taking the lead by a length. Frontier Fantasy goes in the 2nd position. A Real Faith is racing in 3rd as they slip by the quarter-mile mark. Rock of Angels is 4th, and Play On Player is last. 30 seconds for the opening quarter, 30 seconds flat. Lottie's Web is the leader, but about to face a challenge here as they swing around the turn on the north side. Play On Player moving up 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Play On Player is moving, and here comes Rock of Angels from the back as well in the outer flow of traffic. Approaching the halfway point in the first race on this Tuesday at the Effingham County Fair. Play On Player is up to take the lead by a length and a half. Lottie's Web will go 2nd, a length and a half. Rock of Angels 3rd, a half length. 59 and 3 for the first half mile. 59 and 3/5 seconds. Frontier Fantasy is 4th, and A Real Faith is shuffled out to last as they move through the south turn, and Play On Player now guides the field onto the backstretch once again. Rock of Angels is up to the outside, challenging Lottie's Web for the 2nd position. Then Frontier Fantasy 4th back toward the inside by a half length as they go to the 3/4. A Real Faith moves up 5th on the outside, 5 lengths off the lead. Play On Player, the Ohio-bred pacing mare, got 3/4 in 1:30 and 2/5 seconds. She leads. Oh, she's off stride. The leader broke stride with just over an 1/8 of a mile to go, and that means Lottie's Web scoots by along the inside lane and inherits the lead. But Frontier Fantasy's there right behind her. It is Lottie's Web with a 2-length lead. Here comes Play On Player, and Play On Player after that break rallies back on the grandstand side and still manages to pull the victory out of the fire. Play On Player broke stride over on the far turn, and then Archie Buford gathered her up, got her to settle back into a pacing rhythm, steered her out toward the grandstand side, and made that move to win in 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Second race is on the way. No changes in race 2.
Steve's working on our backstretch camera right now. It wasn't live whenever we cut to it, so we'll get that fixed for you. We're trying to get this dead spot behind behind the infield bleachers, a camera on it, so we can switch to it for you. So we'll get that fixed for race 2. But nice race here in the first one. Congratulations to Archie Buford and this Adrian Fortune trained Dancing Yankee 4-year-old mare by Manhart's Play for Keeps, Play On Player. Kind of thought this one might have been kaput in this last turn. Archie jumped it off, caught back, and was flying up the home stretch to win this thing. A nice time of 2 minutes, 2/5.
Well, that was quite a performance, folks, because when Play On Player, when you break stride with about an 1/8 of a mile to go, it's not often that a horse can recover after giving up the lead and come back to score the victory, but that is exactly what has happened here in our first race on this Tuesday card. Ohio sired Play On Player, owned by Adrian Fortune of Walnut Grove, Mississippi, who also happens to be the trainer, and Archie Buford is our winning driver here in the opening race of the day. Moving into our winner's circle today, the tractor and truck pole lane that borders the inside lane of the home track has all been smoothed out. The winner's circle backdrop is once again in place. And how about a hand for the winner, Play On Player? Now, this is unofficial for our first race. There is a steward's inquiry pending because of the break coming off the final turn. Keep in mind that when a horse breaks stride, there is a U.S. Trotting Association rule that talks about how the horse must lose sufficient ground while on a break before rallying back. Scott, you and I have talked about it. You and I both are not fans of ambiguity. And some of these rules, they are really, I understand they have to leave it open-ended for interpretation, but there's always some gray matter. How do you define lost sufficient ground while on a break? So, steward's inquiry pending. Leroy Tucker, thank you to our chaplain. He gives us a nice wave with the cap. He sponsored the blanket in honor of the Altamont Community High School boys basketball team. So, there is an inquiry pending, and there's also a claim of foul regarding the winner. And Scott, we will update you as soon as possible. If you want, I wouldn't see an issue. I know you've got a lot of prizes. If you want to do the prizes other than the actual pick a winner, feel free.
Excellent suggestion, Kurt. I will do just that because we may have a change in the official result. But let's play pick a winner. We'll give away some other prizes. Pick a ticket, kids. Here we go. Bonnie Lester. Bonnie Lester. Where is Bonnie? Bonnie Lester, up there. Bonnie, I'll send you a little gift bag with stuff in it from People's Bank and Trust. All right, kids, let's have another one. Pick a small ticket. We don't want to get the Daily Double ticket. There we go. This is for Sarah Warner. Sarah Warner. Where is Sarah Warner? Sarah, I'm going to give you a free tea from Sweet Tea and Jesus. We'll send one of the kids up there to deliver that. Sarah, please wave your arm so the kids can find you. There we go. Next, Jared Lowe. Jared, I think it's L-O-W-E. Is that you, Jared? Fantastic. Jared, would you like a bottle of barbecue sauce? Would that be all right? We'll run that over to you. Jared, keep your hand up so the kid knows where to bring it. There we go. Barbecue sauce, courtesy of Doug McCain's barbecue sauce, always popular here at the fair. Logan Antrim. Logan Antrim. Okay. Well, I had a prize that said for young boy, but I'm going to call you a man, so you don't need that, sir. Would you like a hat with some Hardee's stickers on it there, or Hardee's certificates? There you go. Logan Antrim. Annette Trigliff. Annette Trigliff, over there. Fantastic. Annette, I will send you a, let's see what I got here. I'll give you a free tropical snow under the grandstand. Annette, please keep waving your arm until the boy spots you. I think the inquiry is still going on. All right, I'm going to give away a DeRoos Starting Gates hat. Let's have another ticket, kids. And that will go to Cheryl Arndt. Cheryl Arndt. Cheryl, we have a hat for you. Here, I'll just throw that over you myself there. Folks, look out there. I'm going to throw this. There you go. I'm going through my prize package here. Pick another ticket, kids. Here's one. Dave Morrison. Dave Morrison. Dave Morrison. Now, Dave, I've got some certificates from Hardee's and Culver's. All right, let's do one more.
I'm bringing them down for a second while they're doing that.
Sure.
David, as we take a look here, we don't have official results yet.
Nope, so the points don't mean a whole lot as of right now. They might change.
So,
if you were with us in the pregame or pre-race ceremonies, you might have heard Kurt mention that the local Effingham County Fair Queen is also our reigning Illinois County Fair Queen from last year. And her sister sang the national anthem, who was a past Effingham County Fair Queen, and the other sister was a past Effingham County Fair Queen as well, who happened to get second at state at the County Fair Queen pageant over in Springfield. So quite the royalty family and the Phillips family here from Effingham County, and she did a great job singing that national anthem.
Absolutely, a great job.
Not an easy song.
No.
Not an easy song.
Not the only song I won't sing, or one of the few that I won't sing.
So more power to her, absolutely. They're doing a lot of prizes over there in the grandstand. Another good crowd here today at Altamont.
Was that Whitney there?
I think we hear.
Cox, the driver of third-place finisher Frontier Fantasy, have both lodged a claim of foul against the unofficial winner, Play On Player, for being off stride and not losing sufficient ground while on a break before rallying back to cross the wire first. So our presiding judge, Alvin Siebert, is on two-way radio and on his cell phone as well, and he has been taking testimony from the drivers involved. So outcome of the first race still unofficial, inquiry and 2 objections are still pending. There is a steward who has been a steward in Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky and Ohio. His name is Tim Schmitz. Tim is from Pana. He's actually visiting us today. I mentioned that because I can just imagine Tim sitting over there in the grandstand shaking his head and thinking, man, I've been through these kinds of situations. Tim actually has been a steward for both standardbred and thoroughbred racing, and for a number of years he was the Kentucky Racing Commission steward that oversaw the jockeys' quarters on Kentucky Derby Day at Churchill Downs. So Tim Schmitz, to you and the gang from Pana visiting today, great to have you with us, and we look forward to your upcoming Pana Tri-County Fair Labor Day weekend. More in just a moment.
For those of you who didn't hear, we had 2 objections filed against the winner in that race, Play On Player and Archie Buford, for not losing enough ground in that last turn after going off stride. I think he said it was Stephen Halford and who was it? Mikey Cox. That's right. So judges are deliberating, taking testimony, but with 2 objections, I would tend to believe that that's 2 testimonies that's kind of hard to overcome, isn't it?
I would say so.
Now it's a judgment call. It's a discretion of the official, whether they think it's, Kurt was saying, sufficient ground. You know, it's one of those gut calls that every judge or ump or ref is different in how they kind of play those gray areas, and I think it's a judgment call when it comes to losing sufficient ground, but we'll see what happens with this one. Either way, good race nonetheless. They stacked up in that last turn and were coming out of everywhere. Those of you paying attention at home caught that reference as they turned for home. Is this the replay?
Yep.
I saw it happen in real time. It's just going to be up to the judges, but see what they think.
Well, that was clear back at the beginning of the race.
Always had such a good turnout here at the Effingham County Fair. If you look up in the grandstand, we said it last year, I know I'll say it again this year, is there's families, you know, there's 30% of the grandstand is kids, you know, everyone out there.
Stewards have completed their review of the events of the first race, and there has been a disqualification. Number 5, Play On Player, who finished first, shall be disqualified and placed third for failure to lose sufficient ground while on a break. And again, that happened coming off the turn in the final 8th mile. As a result, number 1, Frontier Fantasy, who finished third, is promoted to second. And number 3, Lottie's Webb, who finished second, is promoted to first. If you're wondering, well then why isn't the winner set all the way back to last? Again, judgment calls on the part of the stewards. And one of the things stewards will take into consideration, who in that lineup coming down the stretch, in their estimation, was truly affected. Who else was close enough that if not for the horse both being on a break and pacing, who else might have legitimately, in the minds of the stewards, been close enough to have won that race if not for that situation? And in the stewards' ruling, it was the runner-up and the third-place finisher that were directly affected. So here's the full field rundown. It is official for the first race. And by the way, I will take a steward's ruling over AI all day long. It's never a perfect system, but it is a good system as far as this is due process. You've got a rule book. Some of the rules are vague and open to interpretation. That's why we have the stewards. So we commend our stewards and we commend the horsemen for going through the proper channels here in that first race today. So here's the rundown. It's official for the first race. Frontier Fantasy finished third, placed second. A Real Faith finished 5. Lottie's Webb finished 2, placed 1. Rock of Angels finished 4th, and Play On Player finished first, disqualified, and placed 3rd. Now, as far as the fractions were concerned, keep in mind the chart will say TDIS for time disallowed. because the first horse across the wire was disqualified and set back to third. So at this point, the time for the mile is really all academic. But it was 30 seconds at the quarter, 59 and 3 at the half, 1:30 and 2/5 at the 3/4, and the time for the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. With the placings, it reads down 2:51.43. Speaking of stewards, I believe our longtime steward, Effingham County native Gene Millville, is in attendance here today. So a couple of stewards in the stands.
Well, David, I agree with the stewards.
Because your points are better off.
Yeah. I only had 20 points before.
I was leading that race before the placings with a 32 point, but here, call to posts. You get this loaded up then.
Scott, I believe you still have a pick-a-winner draw, so take it away.
Yeah, real quickly, Kurt, we didn't have to disqualify the person we drew first. I won't embarrass them by telling them who it was. It's not their fault. Getting the $10, though, in the restructured finish of race 1, Jill Crowell. Jill Crowell, right there, $10 for you, ma'am. Keep waving until the young person finds you. There we go. All right, that's all for me. Kurt, off to you.
And thank you, Scott. Race 2 at the post, second division for pacing fillies and mares. Number 1, Ohio bred Fabulous, owned by Audra Fetcher of Henderson, Kentucky. Archie Buford, the trainer and the driver. 2, Wild-Eyed Girl, Indiana bred, owned, trained, and driven by Randall Finn of Hidalgo, and co-owned by William Clark Jr. of Casey. 3, Anne's Marina Del Rey, owned, trained, and driven by Cassidy Witten of Martinsville. And number 3 is Ohio bred. 4 is Indiana bred. She's Real, owned and trained by Jacob Radel of Edgewood. Jordan Patton in the bike. And number 5, the Illinois bred Bing Bing Bing, owned by Phil and Sherry Cotton of Fairfield, trained by Phil Cotton, and the driver is Matt Avenatti. The United Fidelity Bank of St. Elmo race for pacing fillies and mares. Again, the purse just over $1,200. Number 3, Anne's Marina Del Rey, at one time was the fastest filly or mare ever at the Effingham County Fair. 156 and 3 a couple of years ago, then that got broken here last year. Here they come, race 2. And away they go in the United Fidelity Bank race, and it will be Anne's Marina Del Rey firing out for the lead. Fabulous, though, is right there to the inside as they swing around the first turn and head toward the backstretch. Wild-Eyed Girl is 3rd, She's Real is 4th, and Bing 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 gets away 5th as they head off the turn and head up the backstretch toward the quarter-mile mark. Fabulous is the leader. Fabulous leads by a length. Anne's Marina Del Rey couldn't make the top, but the best thing after that is to find a spot to draft behind the leader, and that's exactly where Anne's Marina Del Rey is as they go by the quarter, 30 and 4/5 of a second. Gap of 2 lengths back to Wild-Eyed Girl, who's 3rd, a half length as they swing around that north turn and head toward the top of the stretch with She's Real, and then Bing 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 completing the field as they come on down to the half, about 7 lengths from front to back. Fabulous is the leader. She's Real is first up in the outside lane, and Wild-Eyed Girl starts moving fast for Randall Finn from 3rd up to 2nd as they head past the stands and back toward the south side of the racetrack with Fabulous the leader. 1:01, the time for the first half mile, 1:01. There's Wild-Eyed Girl taking 2nd by a neck, now just off the leader's flank as they head off the turn and up the backstretch after 5/8 of a mile. Wild-Eyed Girl inching forward, draws alongside of Fabulous. That is the door-to-door battle for the lead. A quarter mile to go. Anne's Marina Del Rey will soon need racing room behind that pair. Bing 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 will have to go 3 wide. She's 4th on the outside, 3 lengths off the lead, and She's Real 5th, 3/4 in 1:32. Around the final turn they go. Fabulous to the inside, Wild-Eyed Girl to the outside. Bing 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 has to angle to the center of the racetrack. Anne's Marina Del Rey, she's full of pace, looking for a move to the inside. Here she comes. Cassidy dives toward the inside lane. Cassidy Witten coming after the leader. Bing 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 far outside. Fabulous still there. Here's the wire. Oh, that's tight. That is tight. That's a photo for the win. That will either be Anne's Marina Del Rey, who was coming up the inside lane in those final strides. It'll either be her or Fabulous, the pace setter. It'll be one of those two for the win. What a horse race. 2 minutes and 4/5 of a second. Every lane of the home stretch was full when they turned for home. Cassidy Witten knew she wasn't going to find room to driver's right. She looked toward her left. The leader drifted just far enough that inside lane opened up and Cassidy pounced as soon as it was available. The question is, did she get there in time with Anne's Marina Del Rey? We'll check with our photo technician, Jessica Bruner.
Wow, David, what a race. We've had 2 close races right in a row. A little controversy at the beginning, but I think this one was pretty clean. The only controversy is going to be that's going to be the...
Got about 7 judges on the ground today, and I hope they let this one stand because I hit that trifecta.
Oh, well, and from my standpoint, it's, well...
The 2 pacers involved in the photo for the win are once more side by side coming back down the stretch in front of the stands. Folks, was that a horse race or was that a horse race? The cheers of the crowd for Cassidy Witten and Archie Buford. Cassidy, the former Cassidy Malloy, she is a 3rd generation participant in the sport of harness racing, and Archie Buford, a former champion driver here at the Effingham County Fair. We'll check the result here shortly. Our photo finish technician has sent the photo by cell phone to our stewards, and the photo is tight enough that our photo finish technician said, I want the stewards to put an eye on this and render their decision. Result of the photo. You know, they say the drivers usually know who got there first. That has just been proved correct. Here's your winner, number 3, Anne's Marina Del Rey. Archie Buford went on back to the barn, and Cassidy Witten came trackside, and indeed it is Anne's Marina Del Rey with Cassidy in the familiar Malloy family purple, Kelly green, and white driving colors. Again, Cassidy, a native of Edwards County, where she was a multi-sport athlete. Her grandparents were both trainers and drivers. Her dad is a trainer and driver, and Cassidy, now the program, of course, reflects her name change since her marriage a few years ago, Cassidy Witten, and no longer in Edwards County, but makes her home in Martinsville. Anne's Marina Del Rey, 14th career win for this Ohio bred. And again, this is the mare that a few years ago paced a mile in 1:56.3. At the time, that was the fastest filly or mare mile ever at this fair. Do you all remember Cassidy made a similar move with a different horse here last year? Cassidy, you have got ice water in your veins. Congratulations, Cassidy Witten. Our thanks to our friends at United Fidelity Bank of St. Elmo. Once again this year sponsoring a blanket for the Effingham County Fair harness races. You can visit them at unitedfidelity.com. They continue to surpass customer expectations, fulfill community needs, and enhance value. The United Fidelity Bank since 1914. And the full field rundown is official, so let's go ahead and pass that on to you at this time for that second race. Thank you, Judge Siebert. From the top, Fabulous was indeed the runner-up in that photo. Wild-Eyed Girl was 3rd. Anne's Marina Del Rey, your winner. She's Real finished 5. Bing 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 finished 4th. Opening quarter, 30 4/5 of a second. The first half mile, 1:01 flat. 3/4 in 1:32 flat, and the time for the mile, 2 minutes and 4/5 of a second. It reached down 2:31.54. Third race is on the way, no changes. Time now to go back to Scott.
Thank you very much, Kurt. We were looking for somebody who did correctly select the number 3, Anne's Marina Del Rey, for $10. We drew the name of Sasha Renfro. Sasha Renfro. Way up at the top, you get $10. Sasha, we'll send that up to you. All right, kids, let's pick out some more tickets there. This is going to be for a pie and ice cream from the Emmanuel stand.
All right, we're going to pull down that for a little bit, David. But
I want pie and ice cream.
Ice cream sounds really good.
The Emmanuel Lutheran stand,
that might be our lunch today.
If there's a little ice
far
cream.
enough away from our supper, it won't spoil our supper.
On the way, before we leave, we'll get some ice cream and enjoy it on the way back to the Airbnb, right?
There you go. That sounds like a plan to me. It's a little warmer today than we had it on Sunday.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more of a breeze. The breeze is kind of still. Maybe it's getting blocked by these bleachers, I think, because the flags are blowing. It's just not getting to us. But we have our little cooling necklace brace things on, and they're working.
Lisa said just bring one. I should have brought them all.
Well, with only 7 races, we thought we'd get through them quick. But when you have all these judges and inquiries and objections, and it slows things down a little bit. But yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break here for our sponsors. We'll be back after these messages.
Experience matters. At Simmons Stable, Illinois Hall of Fame trainer Tom Simmons, along with wife Benita, has built a legacy of developing and racing championship standardbreds. From yearling to winner's circle, every horse is guided with experience, expertise, and care. Simmons Stable, 217-801-4246.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Long before the crowds arrive, the work is already underway. Track after track. Kevin Miller Stable campaigns winning standardbreds across the Midwest. Kev Miller Stable, 217-254-0170.
For over 40 years, horses have been our way of life. Built on experience, patience, and care. From sale preparation to rehabilitation, we are committed to helping horses reach their potential. Brenneman Equine, a tradition of horsemanship. Call Lamar or Ronnie today.
All right, David, we got one up on the screen for people. It's a name of a horse, an AI
Gotta wait
version
for
of
me
a
to
horse.
get these things typed up here, Steve.
Hey, somebody ought to be able to get this. I think I could get this one without any knowledge of.
There's our first hint is on the screen. There's our AI-generated horse name. Oh, here, post-parade. Yeah, we do hear post-parade.
Also eligible non-winners of $2,000 this year. First division purse just over $1,200. No changes, and the past performance lines are current in the program. Our thanks to Stephanie Jackson, nurse practitioner, your blanket sponsor. Number 1 is Lily Jane, owned, trained, and driven by J.D. Finn of Newton. Number 2 is Never Forget Nan, owned by Harold Finn Jr. and his wife Jacqueline of Greenup, trained by Harold Finn, and Harold Jr. is in the bike. Number 3, Noble Prize, owned, trained, and driven by Doug Graham of Springfield. Number 4, Frontier Duke, owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Tyler Stevens Clemens. Aaron Martin is in the race bike. Indiana bred filly from post 1, and Illinois bred from post 2, Ontario sire trotter from post 3, and number 4, Frontier Duke, completes the field as an Illinois bred. Don't forget that once again, today, as is the case each race day, our friends at Circle L Walking Horses, they sponsor the award for the fastest mile of the day. Our thanks to Russ and Bridget Lapine of Altamont. Connections of the horse posting the fastest winning mile each day will be awarded $50, a t-shirt, and an American flag themed plaque. Keep in mind, the time for the first race was disallowed because of that disqualification. So at this point, the 2 minutes and 4/5 from the second race today, that is the current standard. Getting set to go here in race 3.
Thought I heard somebody hollering. Let's see. Oh, we're up. While we're up, I want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Harold Finn Jr. looking for his 100th lifetime driving win. He's sitting at 99 now, got 3 drives today. Hopefully they can get this thing here at the Effingham County Fair, because I think the family's got a little surprise for him, maybe a banner or something. So want to celebrate that.
We got a winner out there, Rachel.
Already got it?
Already got it.
Well, that's not, no,
that's not right.
No, that's not right.
That's not right, okay. Close, but not right.
Well, those things matter, Steve.
You're right, absolutely. I was
trying to get my hints up here for you, but okay. Is it up? Is our hints up?
Hang on, I'll give it to him.
At the post of the gate is rolling Harold Finn Jr., the driver of number 2, Never Forget Nan, sits at 99 career victories as a harness horse driver following a win here yesterday afternoon. He has a lot of family and friends in attendance. This is the first of 2 drives for which he is scheduled here today, and this pacing filly, her name carries sentimental value for Harold because Never Forget Nan is named for Harold's maternal grandmother. Harold's mother's maiden name was Fagan. We mentioned that because Harold's uncle, Dave Fagan, was the 1977 Effingham County Fair driving champion. So yeah, he's got the Finn family on the father's side, but also the Fagan family from his mother's side of the family. So you are blending 2 incredible families with a rich, deep history in Illinois racing. Let's see if Harold can get to 100. Here they come. Will it be him? Will it be somebody else? Ready to go. 3rd race. They are off and trotting. There goes Noble Prize, and there goes Never Forget Nan. These 2 will contest the early lead. Heading down into the first turn, Frontier Duke comes away in 3rd. Lily Jane is 4th as they move around the first turn. Frontier Duke will now drop out toward the back of the pack as the leader, in the meantime, is headed off the first turn and up the back stretch. Good start for Never Forget Nan, and she did come away with the lead after a brief battle in that south turn. She leads by 2 lengths. Noble Prize is 2nd by 5 lengths. Lily Jane 3rd by 3 lengths, and Frontier Duke last of the 4 as they go on by the quarter-mile mark and head toward the north end of the course. Never Forget Nan is your leader. They got the opening quarter 34 and 2. 34 and 2/5 seconds. Never Forget Nan, that Illinois-bred 3-year-old trotting filly, is the leader as they work their way off the north turn after 3/8 of a mile and come through the stretch toward the halfway point. Noble Prize is still 2nd, gap of 3 more lengths back to Lily Jane 3rd, 5 more lengths back of her. Frontier Duke is 4th. Halfway home in the Stephanie Jackson Nurse Practitioner race, Harold Finn Jr. in the orange and blue colors with the lead with Never Forget Nan. Took a quick peek over his shoulder after a half, and 1:08 sees that he's still got a 2-length lead to Noble Prize in 2nd, Lily Jane 3rd, and Frontier Duke, who is last of the 4 as they head off the south turn and once again make the move up the backstretch. Never Forget Nan is your leader, looking for a first career victory. Harold Finn Jr. looking for number 100 in his career as a harness horse driver. There's a quarter-mile to go. Never Forget Nan leads by 2. Noble Prize has not gone away, still there right behind the leader. 3/4, 1:41 and 3/5 of a second. Further back, Lily Jane 3rd. Frontier Duke is 4th. Just over an 1/8 of a mile to go. They turn for home. Never Forget Nan, the lead is 2 lengths. Noble Prize takes aim from the outside from 2nd. A 1/16 of a mile to go. Never Forget Nan in front. Here it comes, Harold Finn Jr., career victory number 100. And it comes at the Effingham County Fair with a filly named in honor of his grandmother, Never Forget Nan. What a moment at the fair for Harold Finn Jr., a native of Newton who now makes his home in Greenup. 2:11 and 4 was the time for the mile. 2:11 and 4/5. We'll beat the winner in just a moment.
Well, Rachel was able to get the right answer.
She wasn't first, though. Brenda texted me.
Oh, but
so I put it in the chat. Yeah, Brenda was first with San Antonio Rose.
Okay. Good job. You both get the same prize, though.
$0.
$0.
Owner.
Give her harness tube dollars. $0.
Let's see here. Harold Finn and Jacqueline.
Congratulations to Harold Finn on number 100.
Yeah, a long time coming. I know he's been working for that one for a long time. We've been watching him for a couple years, and now we knew he was close and gets it done right here down in what a memorable fair. Everyone loves racing here at Altamont. They do such a great job, and I know the family's back over there. Here they come. I'll see a lot of blue shirts showing up. I think Rachel even had to get Amelia a new shirt made for today because she was outgrowing her last Harold Finn racing shirt. So glad to see we can
Harold Finn Jr. is a graduate of Newton High School with the class of 2000. As we mentioned, he and wife Jacqueline now make their home in Greenup. Full-time, Harold is a sergeant on the staff of the Robinson Correctional Center, where he has been on the staff for nearly 14 years. Harold's parents, Harold and Janet Fagan Finn, as we mentioned just a moment ago. Harold's wife, Jacqueline, is here today. His daughters are here today, Sophie, Kinley, and Amelia. Harold's sister, Amy, his nephew, Kyle. Daughter Kinley worked the night shift at her job because she wanted to be here today in case her dad got that 100th career victory, and indeed he has done just that. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into the winner's circle for the 100th time in his career, Harold Finn Jr.
David, I'd say the horse is as excited as everybody is about that.
Everyone reacts but the horsemen. They just stay pretty chill, don't they?
Yeah.
We asked Harold Finn Jr., we yelled down and said, has this filly always been this high strung? He said, she has been lately. So he's going to bring her into the winner's circle. Our thanks to nurse practitioner Stephanie Jackson, a graduate of Altamont Community High School. She's the blanket sponsor here, the former owner of Jackson Health, a member now of the staff with HSHS Medical Group in Effingham. She has been with them now for the better part of the last year or so, accepting new patients, birth to geriatric. We appreciate Stephanie's continued support of racing at the Effingham County Fair. Never forget, Nan is owned by Harold Finn Jr. and his wife Jacqueline. So when your wife is the co-owner, your dad is the trainer, and the horse is named for your late grandmother, that just is the icing on the cake, as the saying goes, when you score that 100th career driving victory. There's the banner down trackside that says, congratulations, Harold Finn Jr. on 100 driving wins, with Harold's picture, an action shot of him in the race bike with a harness horse. Harold Finn Jr., it is our honor that this milestone came at the Effingham County Fair. Congratulations. Harold giving a nice wave to the crowd there, and our fair queen Krista Phillips and our junior Miss Lydia Windling down trackside as well to assist with the presentation, along with our speed superintendent Dean Weatherall and assistant Kelly Siebert. We have seen milestones of this nature in the past at this fair. I know that Clark Fairley got his 100th driving win here a few years ago. J.D. Finn got his 1,000th career victory as a driver at the Effingham County Fair a number of years ago. Daryl Gressel, thanks to you. We appreciate everybody that helps with the courtesy cars down trackside, getting our winning connections back and forth from the stable area. And you noticed driver Mike Cox in those blue and gold colors, he came trackside as well, as he and Harold Finn Jr. have been close friends through the year, and Mike wanted to be trackside to offer his congratulations. Well, here's the full field rundown. It's official for that third race. Lily Jane was third. Never Forget Nan, the winner. Noble Prize, the runner-up, and Frontier Duke was fourth. The quarter, 34-2. The half in 108. 3 quarters, 141-3. The time for the mile, 2:11 and 4/5 of a second. It reads down 3-1-2-4. No changes in the upcoming fourth race. Past performance lines are current in the track program. Scott, we talked to Harold Finn Jr. last night, and he said one of his favorite memories of the Effingham County Fair was coming from fourth at the head of the stretch several years ago to win with just spectacular. I'll bet he's got a new favorite memory of the Effingham County Fair.
All right, David, we're back for a few moments here.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see.
You know, I kind of relate.
Did you or Kyle trifecta that?
Kyle, he had a trifecta on the last race. I think I got 60 or 70 or something. I don't remember what it was.
So you can see it up on the screen.
I'm at 167 to Kyle Houston's 152. Steve's in third with 125, and Lisa's having a tough day at 60 points so far.
Okay. Well, just wait.
Just wait. I know.
Just wait. I'll sink down there eventually.
You know, Kurt mentioned that Mike Cox was out there for the winner's circle celebrating Harold Finn's 100th career driving win, and I think the connection there that people might have missed is both those gentlemen work for the Department of Corrections and correctional facilities. Mike Cox was a sergeant up in Lincoln, I think, and Harold's down over in Greenup or wherever he's at. He's a sergeant, so they both work for Department of Corrections. They spent some time together in that realm and at the horse barn as well, so good to see other state employees out here doing the horse thing too, right? Not just me.
Yep. And David, as we head into race 4 here, we'll talk about that a little bit. Then we'll go to a break. Dooleyville Lou, Bourbon Instead, Jenna's Legacy, and TV's Cosmac in this race. And it looks like everybody but Kyle went for the 2-horse, Bourbon Instead. And Kyle's going
TVS Cosmac, yeah. I want to go ahead and mention the 3-horse. I don't think anyone picked it, did they?
I picked it third.
You got it the third, okay. The 3-horse is an interesting case. We got 90-year-old Ray Gash in the bike. He owns, trains, and drives this thing. This horse made one start in 2025, right here at Altamont. A second-place finish, a nice trotting mile. Trotted home in 29-4. So this horse is talented. Ray knows what he's doing. He's a good horseman himself. This horse obviously knows the track, could mix things up. I just like to see a little more starts of my horses than one per year, but I'm glad to see Ray still out here doing it, still having fun, and still able to do what he loves.
And is that Isaac?
That's 2-horse. That's Archie.
Okay, that's Archie.
Bourbon Instead.
Yep. All right, but a beautiful day. We're going to take a quick, we'll just put up our sponsors up there right now, but you and I can keep talking again. Brenda got the horse. And Rachel was just her close second behind.
Close. I didn't get the last hint up. I think the last hint was owned by former Illinois County Fair Person of the Year, of course, being George Pollock, who owned that horse, San Antonio Rose, with Kay Bartlow from up in Augusta area. We just talked about Augusta today, didn't we? Up at how funny is that?
We did, because one of the radio guys has a sister up there, the Fox.
And part of the Fox family in Augusta, yeah.
Yep,
so
that she's a teacher up that direction.
It's a small world, isn't it? We get hours from home and bump into people who from back around our neck of the woods, it seems like.
Well, Lisa says that, if you talk to someone long enough and you get to know them, you will find a connection someplace.
If you want to find a connection, you sure as heck can. It's a small world out here. We're all kind of in this together, so we appreciate Lisa being kind of the face of us over in the grandstand most of the time, but we get every chance every so often to meet some folks, and this was the radio, wasn't the broadcaster?
Yeah.
Asking about doing some local high school games, and I just pointed to you guys and said, there's your answer. Just talk to them all night.
Yeah, because you don't need all the equipment we need for harness box is about all you need.
Exactly.
Right?
You can get by a lot easier. And, they were looking to doing some high school sport broadcasting down here in this area, in the Effingham area, for the radio station. So definitely want to get them hooked up if we can. We appreciate what Steve and Lisa do for us back home. And I said it before on their air, probably on our air too, I don't remember. But, I truly believe that bringing the games to the fans at home, on the phone, on the internet, has created a community and created a fan base in Brown County that doesn't necessarily exist if you don't have the accessibility putting those games online. I think it really does help, and I think any school or radio station in the area, if you have any interest in doing some broadcasting, get some kids some cameras. We can teach them what we do. I think it's a business model that anyone can kind of do, and it's something that's going to be needed in the future.
Well, the radio guys, as we were talking, the radio guys can do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all you have to do is add a camera to it and send it to YouTube with the same simulcast broadcast.
And they were saying down here, baseball's the big sport. Well, baseball's easy. It's a one-camera setup, right?
You don't even need a cameraman for that.
Then it's just run your radio broadcast as normal. So,
and I hate to say this, I do mine with about a $70 camera, and that's it.
If you get creative, and as you found out with harness racing, they don't have to see perfect horse during the whole mile, but if they can kind of just get the flow and the motion. They're looking for heads popping up. They're looking for any kind of, anything slowing down or speeding up. And in baseball, you're just looking for that. If you can't quite see the ball perfectly in the outfield, you're still getting the call from the announcer. You're still getting the movement on the field. It just adds a whole other element to it. And you can pay attention to the stuff you want to and don't have to pay attention to the stuff you don't want to, right?
Absolutely. Awesome job, Harold Finn.
Yeah, how
from
cool
Lee
is that?
and Shin.
I think Harold's one of those guys that on the circuit I've never heard anyone say a bad word about. Always willing to help other horsemen, always willing to pick up a drive if necessary. I think the Finn family down in this area for sure is about ingrained in harness racing as it comes. And not only a Finn, he's a Fagan. I mean, he grew up in the barn and couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Absolutely. David, a while ago we had From the Backstretch up. You can get a hold of us either on Facebook or on harnesstube.com. You can find all the numbers you need to get a hold of content. With that, you can send us pictures. And Lisa had a picture from Rachel the other day we should have got out there on. And then
the one in the barn? I think I forgot that too. Yeah,
we'll try to get that up there this week, Rachel.
I need to figure out a better process.
Then also there's another collage video, and if they happen to be listening, who was the collage video?
Yeah, if you're listening out there, Coles County had a young photographer. Her name was Emma Thoralt, I believe. I might be saying that wrong. She did a fantastic job catching B-roll shots and editing together a nice little highlight package from the Coles County Fair Harness Racing. Check out the Coles County Fair Facebook page. Harness Tube shared it. It's out there on Facebook. It's a wonderful kind of. I seriously want to steal it, use it for our intro package.
We'd like for her to contact you. We'd like permission to put that to use it. We might even use it for an opener.
Yeah, put
We've been looking for an
energy
opener.
music and some logos on it and some sponsor graphics, and we could just make that perfectly. Just use it as it is.
Yep, and we would give you credit for it.
Yeah,
so.
I'll reach out to her. I think she was a younger lady. I think I saw a picture of her somewhere, and she works for maybe a media company over there.
Hey, you're almost 40. Everybody's younger than you.
I know. That happened overnight, and I don't know what happened.
Do you realize you're almost middle-aged?
Yes. And talking with these young guys, these young drivers, I'm like, wait, I'm not young anymore. I'm the old guy giving you advice. How did this happen? Where did we go?
Yeah, where did the last 40 years go, right?
They fly by, don't they?
Yeah, you're not quite 40 yet, though,
no,
right?
not
39.
Quite. Doug and I have been texting about our driving days 10, 15 years ago, or maybe more than that now. But it seems like that's where my mind is still there. My mind it's still 2008 out here, and we still have a big stable, but man, time flies. And
yeah, I
we got some
remember
young
that
guys.
scrawny little freckled-faced redhead coming
tackle
out there.
Box.
Tackle box. I didn't refer to you as tackle box, and I can't remember tackle box. I just remember.
18.
I just remember even when you were in school, the scrawny little redhead coming out there to the winner's circle.
Those of you who knew me when I was about 18, 19, 20, whatever I was, I had plenty of piercings. I had nose,
didn't think
ears.
he had enough holes in his
Nope,
head.
I had to add a couple more just to make sure I drained right. But
And
Tom
Simmons
Simmons did not let me live that one down. Doug and I pestered the crap out of him when we were kids. So when he got his chance to give me a hard time, he gave me a nice little nickname, called me Tackle Box, and I still laugh about that today.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I'll get Kurt back up so we can hear him when he's got something good, or we're getting horses back there. But a great day. It's a warm day, mid-80s here. There is a little breeze if you're in the right spot. It's behind us, David. Look at those flags. It's right behind us.
It's coming right through this bleacher we're sitting on, because everyone in the grandstand looks comfortable and the flags are blowing. It's just right where we're at.
What I'm hoping for is we're doing a double tomorrow, folks. We'll be here at noon for the 7 races that are here. Then we haven't decided whether we're going to try separate setup to get used, so that we can tear down quicker or not. But then we're headed to Marshall for a 6 p.m.
Post time over there. Yeah, it's an hour from here, so we'll post it as fast as we can. So to Kurt for the post-break.
And I hate to say this, guess what? We're about halfway through the program.
I know, it flies.
The daily T-shirt giveaway coming up after race 4, so get ready. The T-shirt launcher will be coming trackside after this 4th race is made official. We talked a moment ago about Ray Gash. Folks, he's not only 90 years of age, he turns 91 this Saturday, just a few days from now. So Ray Gash has a birthday coming up on Saturday. He will be 91 years of age. Race 4, maiden trot. Again, a maiden classified as a non-winner of a purse race. Also eligible non-winners of $2,000 in 2026. Racing secretaries and speed superintendents, they will use the also eligible condition just to open up the race to more horses to try to get as many entries as one can. So here comes the post parade. Our thanks to the Altamont Masonic Lodge, number 533, for the blanket sponsorship here. Number 1, Dooleyville Lou, owned by Randall Dooley of Hidalgo, trained by Harold Finn Jr. in the bike. And number 1 is an Illinois-bred trotter. Number 2, Bourbon Instead, owned, trained, and driven by Archie Buford. Number 2, Bourbon Instead, an Ohio-bred trotter. 3, the Illinois-bred Genesis Legacy, owned, trained, and driven by Ray Gash of DuQuoin. And number 4, TVS Cosmac, an Illinois-bred, owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels of Springfield, and co-owned by David Williams out of Byram, Mississippi. Horses parading to the post, getting ready to head to the backstretch. We often get questions about the names of horses. Where do people come up with the names of their horses? We thought number 2 was admittedly a clever name, Bourbon Instead, because the sire is Volstead. Wasn't that the act that the Prohibition Act, the Volstead Act? Yes. So clever bit of naming there on the number 4 horse. Mr. Miller, you were just worried that sometimes young people aren't as up on history as some of us older folks. So the Volstead Act, we may have to sit down, some of our younger race fans, and explain the background on the Volstead Act. It goes back too many years. I agree. That goes back several decades for sure. And Scott, talking about these ageless wonders in our racing community, when I see Ray Gash, I always think of, there was a Twilight Zone episode about a guy, he was, I think, a college professor, and it became clear, it was almost like time had forgotten him. And do you remember there was a student in the class, and they found his picture in a Civil War photo? And then folks started raising an eyebrow, and somehow this gentleman had managed to live literally for thousands of years. Well, Ray Gash, he's not been around thousands of years, but soon to turn 91, and he is at the post with number 3, Genesis Legacy. Looks as fit as ever in the race bike, ready to go here in race 4. Top of the stretch, here they come for this trotting race. Off and trotting in the Altamont Masonic Lodge race, and there goes Genesis Legacy firing out for the lead. Bourbon Instead, and also Dooleyville Lou are right there as they thunder down into the first turn. TVS Cosmac is away racing in the 4th position. That lead battle is a good one, and it continues on to the backstretch as Genesis Legacy fights on, and now will start to drop back as Bourbon Instead will move by. So Bourbon Instead comes out of a 3-way shuffle at the quarter-mile mark, leading Dooleyville Lou, who's right there and still occupying the inside lane. Genesis Legacy fought all the way around the first turn before dropping back into third, 30 and 4/5 of a second, and TVS Cosmac is last of the 4 as the field works through the north end of the course after 3/8 of a mile. Bourbon Instead is your leader by 2 lengths. Dooleyville Lou goes second by a length. Genesis Legacy third, 1.5 lengths, and TVS Cosmac last of the 4, but right there, single file formation. Halfway home here in the 4th of our 7 races at the Effingham County Fair this afternoon. These trotters are being led by Bourbon Instead. Archie Buford in the green, orange, and white colors. 102-2 for the first half mile, 102-2. And here comes TVS Cosmac. The horse that was last moves up on the outside around the south turn, goes from 4th to 3rd to 2nd, still 1.5 lengths off the lead of Bourbon Instead. Bourbon Instead leads it now by 2 lengths once again, as TVS Cosmac needs to find more, still second. Dooleyville Lou is starting to show some signs of moving up to try to challenge for the lead. 1.5 lengths off the leader, though. Bourbon Instead still on top. up past the three-quarter, 134-2, and then Jenna's Legacy in fourth with Ray Gash as they turn for home. Who's it going to be? Bourbon Instead has the lead. Dooleyville Lou is right behind the leader. TVS Cosmac is still lingering on the outside. So through it all, Bourbon Instead has not relinquished the lead and will not relinquish the lead. Coming to the wire, Bourbon Instead wins it by 2.5 lengths. Dooleyville Lou did manage to salvage second along the inside lane from TVS Cosmac third, and Jenna's Legacy was fourth. 2:04 the time for the mile, 2:04 flat. And again, your winner, number 2, Bourbon Instead. We'll meet the winner next. Horseman, you may come to the track for race 5. No changes in the 5th race.
Another good race. Both you and Kyle trifected that. I missed it.
No, me and Lisa.
Oh, you. Yeah, you and
Let's
Lisa.
not give Kyle credit where credit's not due.
Oh, that's right. He only got 45 points. He only got 45 points there, didn't he?
I'll make sure he heard that, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you only got 45. I was incorrect. I will hear that from my wife that I didn't give her credit.
He's the one that went the opposite way instead of Bourbon Instead. So, but yeah, nice mile out there.
Yeah, and I got 75 points, so
it's a good day.
It was a decent day for me.
For everyone except for Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you jumped up over Kyle now, didn't you? You're in second. 200 points.
Look at that. Boy, that's amazing. I'm headed the other direction. Look out, David.
With only 2 races to go. 3 races to go.
3 races to go, so we're halfway through.
How about the courtesy car driver? Remember he always has a funny hat on?
Yeah.
I forgot about that until just right now. He's got a sombrero on him there. It must be for the hats and horses thing. He always has a different hat every day, I think.
Of the upcoming Illinois State Fair, Lydia Windling is down trackside. She is our junior miss here at the fair, and here comes the winner in race 4. The day got off to kind of an awkward start for Archie Buford. Sometimes those things happen. You cross the wire first, and the stewards issue a ruling, and you end up being set back in the order of finish. So, folks, I think Archie could use a nice, warm Effingham County round of applause. How about a hand for Archie Buford? And he flashes a smile and gave a thumbs up. He wears the orange and green colors. He's a former Effingham County Fair champion harness driver. Our thanks to Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce for sponsoring that award again this year. And our thanks to the Altamont Masonic Lodge as they sponsor the blanket here in today's 4th race. One note that we want to pass along to the members of the lodge. They do so much for the community, and we regretted to learn back the first week of May of the passing of Kendall Balding, who was a key part of that organization with the Altamont Lodge. So to the Masonic Lodge members, our belated condolences, and we do thank you for all that you continue to do. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for the 4th race. It is not official. Now see, right there you go. There's a lesson. There's a good lesson. I almost walked into the same trap I did when I was 19 years old, and I remember announcing a result as official, and the steward asked, "Why did you announce it as official?" He said, "I never gave it to you as official." I said, "Well, I thought it was," and the steward said, "Well, next time, think a little longer." Yes, that was a good lesson. So we're going to hold up. Scott, stand by. We'll get more info in just a moment. Let's pin down the specifics here. Whether it's a claim of foul, whether it's a steward's inquiry.
Kurt, we can launch T-shirts while you're doing that. Would that be all right?
I love it. All
right, let's launch some T-shirts while we have the inquiry. Here we go. You folks in the grandstand, heads up, T-shirts, look out. Put your glasses on. We don't want to take somebody's eye out. I'm going to get out of the way. Look out. That wasn't bad for day 2. You're getting better. Junior Miss Lydia Wendling at the launch there, along with Krista Phillips. I was just talking to Krista. She and Lydia or at least Krista, is going to have to leave as soon as we're done launching t-shirts because, as Kurt mentioned earlier and I mentioned, the pageant will be tonight, and Krista has pageant duties to attend to this afternoon.
Scott, an update. It is a claim of foul that has been lodged here in race 4. And who was it? Yogi Berra said deja vu all over again. There's a claim of foul lodged by Harold Finn Jr., the driver of the runner-up, number 1 Dooleyville Lou, against the unofficial winner, Bourbon Instead, alleging interference in the vicinity of the 3/4 mile mark. So there is a claim of foul which is pending. And again, it's the unofficial runner-up, the driver, Harold Finn Jr., launching a claim of foul against the unofficial winner, Bourbon Instead, alleging interference at the 3/4 mile mark. At that point, number 2, Bourbon Instead, was leading. Dooleyville Lou was seeking to make a move up the inside lane, and the foul claim alleges that Bourbon Instead moved from right to left at that point and allegedly caused interference. So there is a claim of foul pending. So things remain unofficial for now. More when it becomes available.
Well, we are still launching t-shirts.
By the time you pull your horse up on the backstretch, head back toward the barn area, then you've got to talk to Mark Kingery, our patrol judge, explain it to him. He then relays it by two-way radio. So just wanted to clear that up, why it sometimes takes a few minutes to get word of the claim of foul. Still pending. Scott?
Thank you very much, Kurt. So I'm drawing the prizes now at random because we don't have the official results from race 4 yet. So we drew the name of John Nieberge. Where's John?
Real craftsmanship still exists at Yoder's Custom Woodworking and Amish Furniture. From custom kitchens and built-ins to handcrafted furniture, outdoor poly, and more. Family owned and trusted since 1995. Visit Yoder's and Sullivan or call 217-728-2166 today.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email AvenettiRacing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at KerrAuction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out KerrAuction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
Why pay more for the same groceries? Your favorite brands at prices you'll love. Right here in Mattoon. Family owned and proud to serve our community. Proud supporters of local harness racing and the Coles County Fair. Stop in and save today. B&D Grocery in Mattoon.
Experience matters. At Simmons Stable, Illinois Hall of Fame trainer Tom Simmons, along with wife Benita, has built a legacy of developing and racing championship standardbreds. From yearling to winner's circle, every horse is guided with experience, expertise, and care. Simmons Stable, 217-801-4246.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217.
Folks, a disqualification. In that fourth race, stewards have ruled that number 2, Bourbon, instead finished first, shall be disqualified to place second. We'll follow up. We'll explain it in a moment. Right now, here comes race 5. And in race 5, they are often pacing for non-winners of $3,500 lifetime. And there goes Magic in March, Indiana-bred, 3-year-old filly, goes out for the lead. Elsie's Love, a 2-year-old Pennsylvania-sired filly, comes away second. And the Illinois-bred 2-year-old gelding Fox Valley Lit, owned by a partnership which includes Paula Zittrich, the former Paula Beard of Altamont. That 2-year-old is third, but right there with the other two as they line up nose to tail. And here comes Elsie's Love. Elsie's Love fires out from that second position, rolls on by at the quarter, and takes the lead. Elsie's Love for driver Matt Avenatti, your leader by 3, 4, nearly 5 lengths now. Opening quarter, 33 and 2. 33 and 2/5 seconds. So even for a field of 2-year-old pacers and 1 3-year-old, that first quarter was leisurely, and that's why Matt Avenatti right at the quarter said, nah, we've got to go, and this 2-year-old filly I'm driving, she wants to get rolling. So it looks like that as a result, Elsie's Love is more comfortable now on the front end instead of being bound up in behind the leader. Elsie's Love is the leader by 2 lengths. Magic in March goes second. Fox Valley Lit third. 102 and 4. They did pick up the tempo in that second quarter because it was 33 and 2 for the first quarter, and then that second quarter, 29 and 2/5 seconds. So Elsie's Love, yeah, she did want that lead, and she was tired of waiting. So she sets the tempo now. Elsie's Love is your leader. Quarter mile to go. She leads it by a length. Magic in March, though, is coming on from the outside. There goes Magic in March, and she's right back up to take the lead from Elsie's Love into the final turn, and Fox Valley Lit is third. 3/4 in 1:34. They swing down the far side of the course. Magic in March is the leader. Fox Valley Lit starts to move from the back, challenging for second, but Magic in March, the only 3-year-old in this lineup, she's got the lead by 5 lengths, and Magic in March is going to win for Mike Cox in the blue, gold, and tan driving colors. Magic in March opened up and won it by just over 4 lengths. Elsie's Love was second, a neck over Fox Valley Lit, who was across the wire in third. Time for the mile, 2:02 and 3. 2:02 3/5. That is a first career win for number 2, Magic in March. While we have a chance, let's go back And let's give you the official result for that fourth race before we meet the winner of race 5. Going back to the fourth event, stewards have ruled that number 2 Bourbon Instead, who finished first, shall be disqualified and placed second for interference caused to number 1 Dooleyville Lou, who is second placed first. And again, the interference occurring at the 3/4 mile mark as Bourbon Instead, who was on the lead, moved from right to left just as Dooleyville Lou was coming up the inside lane to challenge. Stewards have ruled Bourbon Instead impeded the progress of Dooleyville Lou. That is the reason for the disqualification. We'll give you the full field rundown in a moment. So with the placing in that fourth race, Dooleyville Lou finished second, placed first. Bourbon Instead was first across the wire, but disqualified and placed second. Jenna's Legacy was fourth, and TVS Cosmac third. The quarter in 30 and 4/5 of a second, the half in 1:02 and 2, 3/4 1:34 and 2/5, and the time for the mile, which will be another time disallowed, but just for academic purposes, the original winner did cross the wire in a time of 2:04, but with the disqualification, the official chart will say TDIS, time disallowed. With the placing, race 4 reads down 1-2-4-3, and we'll meet the winner for the fifth race here in just a moment.
Well, David, that change affected 3 of us. Really didn't.
Kurt, if I can jump in real quick, I'm going to give $10 away for that pick a winner for the result.
Really didn't. Well, did it affect Kyle?
Surely it did. I don't remember what he had, but
well, everybody had the 1 horse for second, so that's still a box.
But you're getting 10 instead of 25 or 10 instead of 50.
Yeah. Yep. And then so we'll see how it all looks out there.
Good to see Mike Cox in the Jamaica Patent Barn win this race. Mike, before that last race, went and got a shirt from the Effingham County Fair crew and handed it to a little boy here in the front row who was wanting to get a shirt and not getting much attention. So Mike's always trying to think of the fans and make it a show for them as well. Linda Allhands is out there on behalf of the Jamaica Patent Barn.
Yeah, Lisa and I and you all lose 30 points from the first base spot, and then
this is what it is.
It is what it is. But so, interesting day as we get ready. That was race 5 already, and that got upon us pretty doggone quick there.
It did, and they're doing some celebrations. They're doing some things between races and whatnot. And it's still flowing along pretty good with our objections and stewards' reviews and everything.
Yeah, with that, we should be hour and 15 minutes, and it's an hour and 20 minutes for 15 minutes a race.
That's not bad at all.
And we usually don't start on time.
True.
Mike Cox with the winner that time. It's good to see Mike in the winner's circle.
Yep.
And Kurt brought up that Mike was given a shirt there. I guess I missed the winner's circle.
Magic in March, owned by Herman Wheeler of Monroe, Louisiana, and Jamaica Patent of Rochester, Illinois. Trained by Jamaica Patent, driven by Mike Cox. Mike, a native of Hamilton, Missouri, now makes his home in Sherman, Illinois. Mike has quite a resume as a racehorse driver, over 600 career victories, including a win a few years ago in a $100,000 race in Chicago. Full field rundown is coming right up. And here is the full field rundown. It is official. It is official for race 5. From the top, Elsie's Love finished 2. Magic in March, the winner. And Fox Valley Lit finished 3. The quarter, 33 and 2. The half, 102 and 4. 3/4, 134. And the time for the mile, 2:02 and 3. It reached down 2:13. Sixth race, scratch number 3, Tank Me to Dennyland. Scratch number 3, Tank Me to Dennyland. Clay Simpson drives the 1, Modern Luxury. Again, Clay Simpson, driver of number 1, Modern Luxury. Let's go back to Scott.
All right, Kyle Houston and I both trifected that. David moves down to third place by 2 points below me.
After that place,
Kyle moves into first. And, again, probably Kyle's lead might be a little bit more, depending on, or did that show the updates?
I don't remember what it was before, to be honest. I just know that it is now.
David will update it later. Usually
it should be good now.
It should be good, yeah.
Yeah, I did it right. But that was a nice mile out there for these 2-year-olds. And there's the one by the 3-year-old Magic in March. But both 2-year-olds in that mile, LC's Love and Fox Valley Lit, that race came a last quarter in 59-4, last half in 59-4, last quarter 28-3. So for 2-year-olds out there, that's definitely showing a fine account of themselves, even though not getting the win in this mile, but still a good learning experience nonetheless for these 2 young horses out there in that race.
Absolutely, and we want to throw something up here.
Ratch in the 6th that I'll get taken care of.
As we get ready to go here to see if that whole thing shows up. Yeah, here's our whole finishing schedule here. Up on that, we'll be here at noon for 7 races here. Then we'll head off to Marshall, 10 races in Marshall tomorrow evening at 6. So we'll scoot out of here pretty quick tomorrow. Then Lisa and I will be back to Altamont as David goes hi-ho, hi-ho. It's back to work
back
he goes.
To the cave mine.
Gets up early, drives back. Mount Sterling Saturday and Sunday. And looking forward to being home. And that'll be our finish to this year. Now, there are fairs after Brown County. Pana, Morrison.
Belvedere, Greenup.
Yeah, several.
Anna,
Sandwich is one
of the last ones, yeah. For sure.
And so we will get to those fairs. So next year it might be a little later ending for us. But we're truly trying to get to every fair because we want to experience every fair.
And I think any fair that races horses deserves to be featured and deserves to have their fair showcased online and shown to the world. And so we want to make sure we hit everybody that's racing horses and putting on a good program out there. And we've got most of them so far, just missing a handful or so left.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the things with us is we'd like to be up at the Day of Champions here in Altamont and get what I call a bigger race day rather than
the Jefferson Memorial on the first day. Yeah, it's always a scheduling thing with church. Being Steve's commitment in the morning and us getting down here. And we were at Lincoln this year, and Lincoln's a lot closer to us, than Effingham or Altamont is. But we're going to start looking a little more strategically next year. Maybe we can get some other crews to do maybe the local places, and we'll try to bite off some of these bigger stake races and come down and see some of the fun fairs, right? The ones we like going to.
No, absolutely. I mean,
I'm taking you all to Belvedere sometime. That's a blast up there.
So we can do those and have some great times at the fair, and we can cover more races. David cannot chew up as much vacation time. Those would be good, and Lisa and I might be able to take like a week or 2 off and go someplace exotic.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Maybe, about as exotic as we get anymore is maybe Gatlinburg. I don't know.
Couple notes out here in the YouTube chat. Rick Detling says, why don't you do the Illinois State Fair harness racing? That is contracted out. I think Fairmont's carrying that this year with pari-mutuel wagering. There are some other things that we can't quite account for, the mutual windows and all that kind of stuff. We haven't developed that in our system yet, but Fairmont will be covering the State Fair and DuQuoin races. I think that's being planned and worked out right now. The details are being ironed out. And we have another chat out here. Doug Christopher, as a 40-year-old avid fan of Illinois harness racing, he wants to say this resource is amazing. Thanks for all the efforts involved. We appreciate your kind words. It's not an easy thing. It's a task of love that we've all I've loved it for my whole life. Steve and Lisa have fallen in love with horse racing, and we enjoy bringing it to you and trying to always improve ourselves and make sure that we have a fine product, not only for our Illinois fans, but for those who might be stumbling onto Illinois horse racing, and we want to, impress them and keep them coming back.
Well, David, the one thing we have not used that you and I got set up is the replay, and we should have used it about twice today on those close finishes that we had. That we could have got most of the race back out there afterwards, but we just don't want to be one of those broadcasters that all we do is put Kurt on the air and then show the replay the whole time in between races. So
if we could give you something to listen to, some bannering, something to talk about, stories, picks, whatever, it just, I think a lot of horsemen say they put this on in the barn and they're listening to it when they're doing their work, and if there's a horse they want to watch, they'll stop and watch that race. Otherwise, they're kind of listening to it, and it's a service we provide. But, like you said, that dead space can kind of just gets kind of hard to listen to and watch sometimes. So if we can keep you engaged and keep you kind of your ear perked up to the sights and sounds of the Altamont County Fair, then we're doing our job.
Absolutely. And I'll get Kurt's mic turned back up in our ears at least so we can tell when he comes back with things and the call to the post. But we're sure glad that you all are on. Let's take a look at race 6, our next to last race.
He's down, right? As Doug was saying there, make sure we bed down some shipping stalls at Belvedere. We used to sleep in the stalls at night up there. Doug and I did, close to the cooler, I'll say. But it's awfully loud at night with horses kicking and whatnot. We'll throw it to Kurt for today's, what is this, 6th race.
Heard Scott mention the name of John Nieberge as one of our Pickle Winter Prize winners earlier today. And, of course, John is the varsity boys basketball coach here in Effingham County at Altamont High School. And we've noticed over the years, folks that have been athletes and are involved in other forms of sport often have a particular appreciation for a sport such as harness racing. Because of their own background as competitors and athletes, they tend to have a great deal of respect for the men and women in a sport such as harness racing and, of course, for these racehorses themselves. So, John, good to have you in the stands, and we are getting ready here for race 6, the free-for-all trot at the Effingham County Fair for a purse of $1,600. Number 1 is Modern Luxury, owned by the Dirk Simpson stable of Meadowlands, Pennsylvania, and co-owned by Dirk's brother, Clay Simpson of Fairfield, Illinois. Clay is both the trainer and also the driver. Number 1, Illinois-bred Modern Luxury. Number 2, Meme Queen, owned by Trails to Nature Incorporated of Cub Run, Kentucky. Phil Cotton trains. Wyatt Avenatti drives that New Jersey-bred filly. Number 3 is scratched. Number 4, the $350,000 winning former Illinois Horse of the Year, Goomster, owned and trained by Dennis Gardner of West Salem. The driver is J.D. Finn. And completing the field, and there he comes now. Archie, you just keep right on fighting, and there he is. He's ready to go back into battle with number 5, Prince of Royals. That is Archie Buford, your trainer-driver for owner Audra Fetcher of Henderson, Kentucky. 6th race is in memory of T.E. Hare, Rockin' T Racing. Of course, T.E. was a native of Fayette County, owned a number of harness horses that raced the Illinois circuit, including right here at the Effingham County Fair. Set to go, race 6.
David, somebody asked, why is there something in the video blocking the view? Well, it's the stands. There's lots of blockage around this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're referencing there, so I didn't even.
Yep.
I don't know if talking about the graphic or what, but.
Yep. Even right now, see the thing for where they go up to do the lights and stuff, and I would imagine a camera cage up there for other races.
They are at the post.
Never mind.
And the gate is rolling. Bean and cornfields stretching back to the east beyond the entrance to the backstretch here at the Effingham County Fair. The freshly mowed pasture next door borders the far turn. Just a beautiful setting, truly an agricultural setting for this 82nd annual Effingham County Agricultural Fair. Getting ready to go here in race 6, Goomster, seeking to extend his record to a perfect 8 for 8 in his career on the Illinois County Fair circuit. Here they come, 6th race. Modern Luxury broke stride. Modern Luxury on a break. The other 3 are off and trotting, and there goes Goomster right out for the early lead. Prince of Royals to the outside. Meme Queen is there to the inside, and Prince of Royals just broke stride as they swing around the first turn and race toward the backstretch. So Prince of Royals on a break. Goomster broke stride right at the apex of the corner. Goomster, the heavy favorite, has broken stride. That's the good news if you're one of the competitors, including our leader, Meme Queen. The bad news, he's back trotting. and he's trotting fast. And we've got 3/4 of a mile to go, and Goomster is now on a mission. First quarter, 30 and 1/5 seconds. Opening quarter went in 30 and 1/5. Now, Meme Queen is the leader. That is the 3-year-old New Jersey-bred filly who was a winner last year as a 2-year-old in 1:57.1 on the mile track at the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky. And she also has a win this year on a half-mile county fair track in Kentucky in 2 minutes and 4/5. Meme Queen is the leader. She's on top by 7 lengths. I don't think anybody thought anyone but Goomster would be leading at this point, but it is Meme Queen, 59.1 the time for the first half mile. So Meme Queen and Wyatt Avenatti, they are maintaining a 7-length lead as they head off the south turn and up the backstretch. Now Wyatt just kind of brushes her rump with the whip. That is just kind of a gentle motion to keep her mind focused on business, because sometimes a horse can get a lead by open lengths and they start to loaf. Here it comes, folks. Here it comes. Here comes Goomster on the final turn. 3/4, 1:30 and 2/5. Goomster, will he keep that unbeaten county fair string alive? Less than an 1/8 a mile to go. Meme Queen is a stubborn foe. She still has the lead by a length. Goomster comes at her from the outside. A driving finish. Meme Queen, Goomster, and Goomster moves by in the closing strides. Goomster up to win it, 1.5 lengths on the line, and indeed he remains perfect for his career on the Illinois County Fair circuit. Won it by 1.5 lengths over Meme Queen. What an effort from the runner-up. Modern Luxury third, Prince of Royals fourth. 2:01 and 1 was the time for the mile. 2:01 and 1/5 of a second. We'll recap it in a moment. Race 7 on the way. No scratches in that 7th race. An eventful race 6 here in the T.E. Hare Rockin' T Racing event as we race the 6th event in T.E. Hare's memory. An unexpected turn of events when Goomster broke stride. I would love to know, Dennis, any idea when the last time was this horse made a break? It's been a while, hasn't it? I said it has. Any idea why he might have broke stride? He said, Dennis said, my guess is driver error. And of course he says that with a smile. He and J.D. Finn have been friends for well over 30 years. Folks, this horse at one point looked like he might be facing his first county fair defeat. No way. Goomster comes home a winner. How about a hand for Goomster? Goomster comes home with the victory in 2:01 and 1/5 to pick up the T.E. Hare Memorial Blanket here in race 6. Goomster has been owned and trained throughout his career by Dennis Gardner of West Salem. Dennis's late grandfather, Richard Knockmoose, was the president of the Edwards County Fair Board of Directors at Albion for many years. Goomster, a 6-year-old gelded son of Cassis. This is career win number 35. And folks, one note, we've talked about it this summer at other fairs. All kidding aside now, your winning driver, J.D. Finn, he has personally trained and driven 3 horses that were Illinois Horse of the Year. He is now the driver of record for Goomster. How J.D. Finn has not been inducted into the Illinois Hall of Fame is a mystery, but he darn well will be. There he is, J.D. Finn. Congratulations. Some of us got to talking about this summer. We looked down the list and we looked at each other and said, this list is incomplete. Where's J.D. Finn? And what happened was, we believe that about the time that JD was wrapping up, kind of putting a bow on his Illinois career, and he had moved his stable to Indiana. That was also about the time the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association for several years just quit having an induction ceremony. So it was one of those oversights that I believe was completely unintentional. But if ever there was a horseman that has an ironclad resume for the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association Hall of Fame, it's J.D. Finn. J.D. is J.D. J.D. will shake his head and say, oh, it's no big deal. He'll tell you that's not why I do this. But the credentials are amazing. So several folks around the state this summer have said when the next induction ceremony comes up, which is usually late February, early March, several horsemen have said he absolutely must be on that ballot and must be one of the inductees, and we would agree. Judge, we are official? He nods his head, he says yes. So we are ready for the full field rundown. Here it is for race 6. Modern Luxury was third. Meme Queen, the runner-up. Tank Me to Dennyland was scratched. Goomster was the winner, and Prince of Royals finished fourth. The quarter, 30 and a fifth. The half, 59 and 1. 3/4, 130 and 2/5. The time for the mile, 2:01 and a fifth. It reached down 3-2 scratch, 1-4. Seventh and final race of the day is coming up, and there are no scratches in this seventh race. And Scott, one other note. We've had several horsemen this summer talk about the fact it's great to see JD back on the Illinois circuit. Again, he had been focusing for years on Indiana. Of course, he grew up in Newton, still has a home there. This is the first time, this week is the first time we've seen JD at the Effingham County Fair in 8 years. And horsemen have told us he is just simply an amazing horseman, and we saw that in that race, because if you noticed, he never hit the panic button. He was confident he had the best horse in the race, and even after Goomster broke stride and was about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead, that's why he just let Goomster gradually get into his own rhythm and then made that move down the stretch. But the mark and sign of a true horseman. Scott?
Good points there, David. Along the lines there.
You can tell how much respect Kurt Becker has for J.D. Finn. I mean, when he talks about him, he does so in a very eloquent way, because J.D. deserves all the praise that Kurt gives him. But I know Kurt grew up watching J.D., with the $1 million bonuses and the horses of the year, and just being an ultra competitive, stalwart at these county fairs. I know that Kurt has a lot of respect, and all the horsemen have a lot of respect for J.D. in what he's accomplished in his career. But yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that. When the horse breaks, just like when that happens, just a different attitude with JD, how I'm going to get that horse back in line.
He's thinking ahead of that horse. He's trying to predict, if this happens, this is what I do.
And he probably, as many races as he's done, as many good horses, feels.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He can feel that horse is about ready to go off stride.
I want to get the story on that break. I didn't see it happen in real time. I didn't know, to kind of diagnose it myself. And I know Denny was giving him a hard time saying driver error, but I'm sure JD could explain to us what happened there, whether it be just a bad step or, caught a knee or something. Who knows? It could be anything out there. But JD's got about the best feel as far as a trotter of anyone in the state, that I would argue.
Yep, and so with that's that. So we got race 7 coming up here, our last race of the day. As we go in, Kyle Eusted's got a pretty good lead out there of about 60 points. So yeah, pretty much, unless something falls off,
he should walk away with this one, right?
And he should walk away with this one.
Those of you following at home, we're talking about, Doug mentioned staying in the stalls at Belvedere. Well, we graduated from the stalls when we got a little older. Dad bought a 5th-wheel camper. We put an air conditioner and a queen-size mattress in the gooseneck of that thing, and that's where we stayed when we were teenagers in that trailer. Oh, one year we were up there, and we were up late playing cards, doing what horsemen do in the barn area at nighttime, and we went to bed and whatnot. Well, we weren't tired yet, so we thought we were going to screw with the other horsemen who were up there that year. Danny Moore from Rushville had shipped up from Rushville that year, which is kind of a long drive for him. And Doug and I snuck out of our trailer and walked over to his trailer. We're going to scare the crap out of him. He's in the middle of the night, midnight, whatever it was. We're going to bang on the windows and just wake him up. We get about 2 steps from the door, and we hear someone, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" Danny was still awake back in the barn about 30 feet behind us, saw the whole thing happen, and caught us red-handed. So we just scampered back to our trailer, laughing our butts off. Never forgot that one. Just those memories at the fair, staying overnight with the horsemen. Those memories when you sit around in the barn area and just kind of shoot the breeze is a lot of the good memories that stick around through your, as you age and grow up, because they kind of stick with you part of your childhood. And I remember a lot of good memories at Belvedere and pestering a lot of horsemen, whether it be John Mygator, there's an old name for you, George Conley, up there, O.L. Buck Weaver, Wayne Weaver, Sarah Weaver. They always do a great job up there. We need to get up there sometime and show what a beautiful fair that is. It's one of the richest fairs in the state, gorgeous layout, and a lot of fun.
Jody Bennett just got off of work.
I saw that. Just in time to see Goomster, huh?
Yeah, we're glad that she could get on. So that's absolutely fantastic, because we absolutely love hearing from you. Again, final race here. We'll be back tomorrow at noon to see you all with that. We'll have our timings down a little better because we had a different timing today with the camera for the backstretch, and we'll fine-tune that a little bit. And then we'll hurry up, tear down, and get to Marshall for 10 races, our first time there. We may try to get David out ahead of us tomorrow.
Yep.
And tune in, because David, who's the track announcer tomorrow?
Unfortunately, Kurt Becker is got to get out of town, and Scott Beal is going to be covering Altamont. So yours truly is going to be on the microphone down in Marshall. Looking forward to seeing Tanner Spittler and the program they put on down there. He's been working his butt off. I know we've been talking with him. He cares a lot. He's passionate about it. He's doing a heck of a job. So him and I will be bantering on the microphone a little bit. I'll be giving you the race calls and all the good stuff on the mic.
Okay. I don't know why Scott Beal can't hop in a car. We'll even take him down there, right, David? You might even furnish him with supper. I mean, he can ride with you, right?
Exactly right. No.
Or me. But
I hear a call to post. We'll throw
there
it to
we
Kurt.
go.
As the post parade gathers up for this 7th race, a reminder the driver for number 1, Lyle, is Archie Buford, and the driver of the 2, Pick 6 King, has now been changed to Freddie Patton Jr. Number 2, Pick 6 King, the driver, Freddie Patton Jr. Open Colts and Geldings pace for a purse of over $1,500. And again, race 7 simply open to any registered pacer with the United States Trotting Association. Doesn't matter as far as the age of the pacer or the state-bred status of the pacer. If you've got a registered pacing colt or gelding, you're good to go here in race 7. Dale Weatherall Construction of Stewardson is our blanket sponsor, and again, the field gathering up for the post parade over on the north end of the track. As they do so, Scott mentioned the fact that we haven't said a lot about the fastest mile of the day, sponsored once again this year by Circle L Walking Horses of Altamont, our good friends Russ and Bridget Lapine. Again, the connections of the horse posting the fastest winning mile of each program will be awarded $50, a t-shirt, and an American flag themed plaque. We've had an unusual day. We've had a couple of disqualifications of winners, which meant that the time was disallowed. So when you sort through it all, the fastest mile so far on the day, you have to go all the way back to race 2, 2 minutes and 4/5 of a second. That was Anne's Marina Del Rey. We'll see if anyone can go a step quicker here in race 7. Let's meet the starters. Number 1, Lyle, New York sired horse, owned by Adrian Fortune of Walnut Grove, Mississippi. He's the trainer, and Archie Buford is in the bike. Number 2 is Pick 6 King, an Ontario bred, owned by Jeremy Hollifield of Forest, Mississippi, also trained by Adrian Fortune. Freddie Patton Jr. is in the bike. Number 3, the Indiana-sired Major Pete, owned by Neil Spann of Jackson, Mississippi, trained and driven by Denarius Dortch. And number 4, I'm Always Classy, owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Tyler Stevens Clemens. Wyatt Avenatti drives the Indiana-sired I'm Always Classy. Updated look at the standings for the leading driver of the week. Again, that award dates to 1972. It is sponsored this year by Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce. Once again, 5 points for a win, 3 for second, 1 for third. Wyatt Avenatti with 41 points through today's 6th race. So he is atop the standings. And then you have 3 drivers that are tied for second with 17 each. And they are Jordan Patton, Matt Avenatti, and J.D. Finn. Harold Finn Jr. not far behind with 16, and Jamaica Patton also with 16 points. The leading trainer award, sponsored by the Altamont VFW Post 7676 and Team Searle of trainer Steve Searle. Again, same point system. Jamaica Patton checks in with 21 points, leading Tom Simmons with 18 and Dennis Gardner with 15 points. Right now, we are at the post. Been great to have you with us on a Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful day for racing. We're about to wrap it up, and then you've got the Queen Pageant tonight. Here they come, race 7. They are off and pacing. There goes Pick 6 King for the lead. Lyle is right there to the inside. Major Pete, and then I'm Always Classy, who is 4 wide, now 3 wide, heading into the first turn, but then put in an awkward step right in the middle of that south turn and had to be taken up by driver Wyatt Avenatti. Settles to the back of the pack. Back on the pace now after a few awkward steps and catching up to the rest of the field. I'm Always Classy. But in the meantime, back up front, Lyle is your leader. Lyle leads it by a length as they go by the quarter. Pick 6 King is racing in second, a length and a half. Major Pete, then I'm Always Classy, 30 and 2/5 of a second for the opening quarter here in the Dale Weatherall construction race as they move for the top of the stretch with 5/8 of a mile to go. And it is Lyle who shows the way. The New York sired Mississippi-owned pacer Lyle is your leader by a length and a half, halfway home here in race 7. Pick 6 King is second by a length and a half. Major Pete third by just a neck, and I'm Always Classy is fourth. And now taking to the outside from the back, opening half mile, 59 and 4 5/5 seconds. A good solid pace here in race 7 as once again they work their way back through the south end of the course and head up the backstretch, making the move from south to north as Lyle continues to lead. Lyle by a length. Pick 6 King is second by 2.5 lengths. Major Pete third. I'm Always Classy is in fourth. Quarter mile to go. Lyle is the one to catch and is chased by Pick 6 King, who is taking toward the outside, trying to make a battle of it off 3/4 in 1 minute 30 and 2/5 seconds. To the top of the stretch, Pick 6 King tries to draw alongside of Lyle, who saved the ground on the turn, but now that they're in the home stretch, here comes Pick 6 King again after Lyle, who's got the lead and who is shaken up by the driver, Archie Buford. Pick 6 King and Freddie Patton Jr. are there. Here's the wire. That is a photo for the win. Looked like Lyle may have hung on by a long nose or a head, but we will check with our photo finish technician, Jessica Bruner, 159 and 3. Again, Lyle looked to have a nose or a head in front when they came across the wire, but we will confirm the outcome in a moment with Jessica Bruner. Time for the mile, 1 minute 59 and 3/5 seconds. Stay with us. We'll meet the winner. We'll have the blanket presentation from Dale Weatherall Construction, and then Scott has more drawings coming up in the stands. Good to have you with us on a Tuesday.
Okay, we'll keep Kurt turned down so when Kurt comes back on, because as soon as we get the final here, that we will make a change for the day. Not a big shake up in the points. It looks like Kyle Eusted's going to win today's match.
Steve's in second, right?
I'm in second, and David third. Lisa had a rough day today. She's back about 100 points or more. So she had a rough day today, but a lot of horses we didn't know
That's why
today.
we don't actually bet money, right?
Yep. But,
this is all for fun.
But as we looked at the card last night, a lot of horses you're not familiar with or don't have, you don't see them as often, and they're not had been as many county fairs.
And I was talking to Dean Weatherall today, and he was crediting Carl Becker for being so smart in how he wrote the races here in Altamont to make fields fit together, get kind of creative with those conditions to get it all working.
What do you need? Oh,
well,
got it.
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, he's in the winner's circle, David. I'll get it back.
The old saying, third time's the charm, right? And in case you joined us late, it has been a day of challenges for Archie Buford, and he's still smiling, folks. He crossed the wire first 2 other times today, and each time was taken down by the stewards for, in one case, interference. The other case was an extended break. But, Archie, you have never stopped smiling here today. You have just rolled up the shirt sleeves and gone right back to work. And that's the way to do it. So Lyle now comes into the winner's circle. Archie Buford in the orange and green colors comes to us out of Mississippi. We mentioned earlier that he is one of our former Effingham County Fair driving champions as Dean Weatherall and Kelly Siebert from our racing department, joined by Lydia Windling, our junior miss, make the Dale Weatherall construction blanket presentation. 159-3. Folks, Mr. Archie Buford. I tell you, Archie has been, he makes me think of a baseball pitcher who gives up a home run. I've always admired how a baseball pitcher can just stay focused, hold the glove out, wait for the next baseball to be tossed to him, and just focuses on business and goes back to work, and that's what you have to do. And it pays off, fitting and appropriate, really, that Archie should end up winning this final race. Al Siebert, dare I ask, are we official? The answer is yes. Yay, we are official. Al, thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Miller, Dave Ruff, thank you one and all. Here's the full field rundown, then we'll get back to Scott. In that 7th race, Lyle was the winner. Pick Six King, the runner-up. Major Pete, 3rd. I'm Always Classy was 4th. The quarter, 30 2/5 of a second. The half, 59 4. 3/4, 130 2/5 of a second. The time for the mile, 159 3. Reads down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations to Adrian Fortune, the winning owner and trainer, with Archie Buford, the driver of Lyle. Scott, as we get ready to toss it back to you, how you pointed out earlier.
Dean's holding out the board. It's like an American flag, and where the stars are, it's like a horse. It's kind of cool.
All right, David, as we close things out here, I've got Kurt down as we've had the official reading, and we're finished for the day. We'll catch you all the next time at...
See you in the winner's circle. Take care, guys.
See you in the winner's circle. Yeah, okay.